SN Radio. It's all about what's next. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free weekly newsletter. You'll also get 3 free reports. The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.
Welcome, and you are listening to the Financial Survival Network. I'm Kerry Lutz, and entrepreneurism, you know that is one of our bywords, our values, what we strive for, what we hope you strive for and are thinking about on a regular basis, because when you're an entrepreneur, you live or die by your own efforts. Yes, there are externalities that none of you can control, but entrepreneurism, outlet for your inner creativity. If you're not an artist, if you're not a musician, you can still be very creative in business. You can help people and help yourself and your family at the same time. And some people out there just give their money away. And well, Kip Marlow, you have been founder and president of Marlow Surgical Technologies. You're an AI and automation expert and a successful entrepreneur, small business teacher and advisor, host of Entrepreneurial Club Radio, and you are always welcome to join us here, Kip. Thanks for coming back.
Well, thanks. It's my pleasure, Kerry. I'm glad to be back.
Hey, so giving your money away, you got a little blurb about a gentleman here by the name of John Paul DeJoria, who was homeless, lived out of his car, and now is a multi-billionaire. And if you can't get inspired by that, then you're beyond being inspired.
That is for sure. That's a great story, Kerry. It's a story of a guy that was homeless. He was even, if I remember correctly, he was even in a gang.
Really?
He actually lived in his car with his son, and then started John Paul Mitchell Systems, which is shampoo.
Yeah, the brown bottles. You know them if you've ever been.
Now he's worth about $4 billion.
Really?
He gives 75% of it away
yearly. He just gives it away.
He just gives it away.
But he doesn't.
I'm sure he has his favorite charities, but his whole goal in life is to make other entrepreneurs give their money away too.
And he's really somebody you should all aspire to being just like. If anybody had their life, really all the avenues to success apparently blocked, it was he. Gang member, homeless, living in his car. And yet, even at that point, tomorrow is a brand new day and you can turn your life around.
Absolutely. There's no question about it. And even for the people who, aren't multi-billionaires, and most of the entrepreneurs, at least that I know, actually either and or give their money away or work so hard in the community to help communities function. So community giving is done by small business owners and entrepreneurs like us. Yeah. And it certainly is a much more focused and effective way to help the world, or at least help America, than it would be for, please excuse me, government programs or whatever, because it's very laser beam focused, like the Gates Foundation. And I think Warren Buffett even has pledged $1 billion to the Gates Foundation once he passes away. And the Gates Foundation is extremely competent and an extremely effective organization.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, very much so. They've done major work on treating malaria around the world, AIDS, and I won't get into the politics of the proprietors of the foundation. It's irrelevant, because the point is you can't really have a whole life without giving back to the community in some way at some point, even if it's just a mentor, somebody who's kind of lost at the time and feels like you're out of options. Even if you can do that is, saving one person is, it all has to start with one person.
Kerry, you've probably done that. And certainly I've done that. And you probably don't charge helping people and mentoring people. And what I do is I try to help companies start but I always say have a kitchen cabinet. Have somebody who is an advisory group that can advise you and aren't yes people that can tell you the truth. And that is probably one of the biggest things that people can do. And you can have this kitchen cabinet for free because most entrepreneurs like Kerry Lutz and many millions of other entrepreneurs around the country will do it for free. They don't care. Most of them are extremely successful or are doing very well and want to help society. And how you can't help society really any better than having companies start and people and having jobs created and having products created that make it a better world.
Absolutely. I could not agree with you more on that, Kip. And I mean, this guy who we're talking about here has just done some amazing things. I mean, Patron Tequila, that's him, right?
Yes,
that's him.
That's him. Yeah, that's him.
And he started with $700.
Borrowed.
Yeah, borrowed $700. And how does that happen? Because I'm sure he was down on his luck, but he never gave up, did he?
No, he never did. And I know you probably have counseled hundreds, maybe thousands of people in the financial world, and helped them create value in their bank accounts, so to speak. But somebody like John Paul DeJoria, a light must have gone on. And he must have gotten some help from somebody or some encouragement from somebody like a Kerry Lutz or a Kip Marlow or whoever it would be to make things happen. And the rest is kind of history. He's just done a wonderful job in his company. He's created value. He's created employees, and now he's giving 3/4 of his $3 billion away to various charities or whatever.
Yeah, that is an incredible thing. And giving it away, well, all the great industrialists have done that. Andrew Carnegie, Rockefellers, all given away substantial amounts of their wealth. And I just find that really inspiring and hopeful.
Yeah, and there's a reason for it too. I think Andrew Carnegie, he started the library system in the United States with his money. He built the the World Court in The Hague. He became somewhat of a pacifist because of a problem at one of his steel mills that I believe it's in Pittsburgh, where there was a big strike and a couple of his employees were shot and killed. And I think he just that kind of was the turning point in his life, saying we've got to make sure this never happens again anywhere.
Yeah.
And so he felt that education was big, so they started the libraries. And today, it's still there. Those libraries are still there, and they're cooking, and they're a great place to go. So I go to the library sometimes just to get away from my office and kind of sit down and spread out and just write things. I don't even bring my cell phone there. Believe it or not, I don't even take my cell phone there. Can you believe
really?
that?
That's amazing. Well, it just shows that there are no limits other than what you self-impose. I think that's what it comes down to.
Kerry, you know what else I've found out? And you probably have clients this way too. Even smaller companies that are throwing off a lot of cash, the company owners. I've got a friend of mine who has a $7 million a year company, a commodity product, does very well, has a great brand, and he gives $100,000 away every year to something that he believes in, mostly educational causes. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to be an Andrew Carnegie or a Henry Ford or a John Paul DeJoria. It can be you can be a small guy too and still do that and still make the world a better place.
Yeah, I think that's what it all comes down to. So have you got any interesting people you've worked with lately, Kip, that you want to share with us, a story or two?
Well, I work with quite a few people, but what is so interesting to me is we have a little meeting. In fact, we've got one tonight at a pub that about 40 of us attend, and they get up and they talk about their product ideas, and we don't shut them down like the Shark Tank people do, and don't criticize them, but we gently say that one may not work, and one of them.
I want to rethink that.
Go ahead.
You might want to rethink it, right? You just might want to rethink that one.
That's right. Exactly. That's a good way to put it. We'll probably say something like that tonight. Thank you. You've helped me in my verbiage tonight, I guess. you might not want to do that. You might want to rethink that. But one of them, a couple of years ago, this lady stood up and she said, "I want to make mustard." And we all went, "Oh my God, yeah, you're going to go up against Grey Poupon and and all those French mustards."
Yeah, forget it.
She had an old family formula that she hates mustard, by the way. She has this old family formula, which is the only mustard she ever liked. So we taught her how to bottle it. We hooked her up with a retired Heinz Foods vice president, and she called it "I Hate Mustard." And now she's selling it all over the place in boutique places, wine stores, and wine shops, and so on. So I can see her growing and growing and growing. And knowing this lady Andrea, she would probably be giving most of it away. So most of her money away, or profits away. So
that's a beautiful story.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun. The American entrepreneur is incredible. America is the greatest place to live on earth so far.
Yeah, now. Let's hope it stays that way.
Yep. And it inspires so many people like yourself to help other people, but also to help them in a capitalistic way. What was it? Ben Franklin? No, who was it that said? It was Winston Churchill said that most people don't like capitalism because they just don't understand how good it is and how great, how bad the world would be without free enterprise system.
God, yeah.
Well, we are the free enterprise system, and we're the ones that have created most of the great products in this world that are used worldwide. Yeah. We are the ones that have done that. We're the ones that created wealth. We have helped solve the AIDS problem in Africa. We have done so much for so many people, and they still don't like us, but we've done it.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of that. I'm very proud of that. And Kerry, I've been on this earth for 70 years, and I have never ever criticize my country. It's a great country, and the entrepreneurial mindset is what really makes it go.
Yeah, well, get away from the big megalithic corporations, the crony capitalists, the corrupt government that picks winners and losers. And once you get down to the individual entrepreneur, and the individual entrepreneur with a plan who executes and has ideas, there is something beautiful that takes place. It's creativity for people who don't have God-given skills, talents for music, for art, for creative ventures, for creative skills that you need a certain talent for. Like, I always wanted to be able to play the guitar, but I couldn't. But I found that I had a creative outlet in my business dealings that really helped grow me, and really was manna from my soul, and just a great thing. And hey, well, you're doing good work there. I'd love to set up a entrepreneur mentorship program here in South Florida. If anyone's interested, email me. We're in Palm Beach County, but we could go down to Broward. That's about as low as we'll go. And if you're somebody who's succeeded as an entrepreneur, or somebody who's an aspiring entrepreneur, I'd love to work with you and really help you achieve what you're capable of, just like Kip is doing. Kip, want to find out more about you, connect with you, listen to your show, best place to find you?
Go to my website at ecrsuccess.com. That's ecrsuccess.com, stands for Entrepreneurs Club Radio. We've got a lot of resources on there, including edited podcasts of the shows, and which are mostly successful entrepreneurs telling their stories. We also have the Risk Takers, which is a 60-second vignette about various entrepreneurs, as I mentioned earlier, ones from 100 years ago and 200 years ago, and of course ones from today as well.
Well, it's great work. Keep it up. As always, you'll find a link to Kip's site and his show on our website, the financialsurvivalnetwork.com, financialsurvivalnetwork.com. You know it well. You're probably listening to this show on the site right now. Take a look at those articles. Our webmaster, Stefan, spends hours and hours a day getting them for you so that you'll know and you'll be informed of what's going on. And sign up for our newsletter. We've also got a webinar coming up called How to Pay Off Your Mortgage in 5 to 7 years Without Really Trying. And
oh, I like that.
Getting rid of debt is key for every entrepreneur, because when you've unlocked the equity in your home, then you can use it to finance your business, to make investments, buy investment real estate. There's so much you could do, or retire early. It's really a wonderful thing. Kip, you're doing great work here. Keep it up, and thanks so much for being on.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me on, Kerry. Have a great day.
FSN Radio. It's all about what's next. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free weekly newsletter. You'll also get 3 free reports. The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.